I'm going to talk a little bit about corner clamps. In particular, this swing jaw 68 millimeter corner clamp right here has absolutely no brand name on it. Picked these up actually on Bangood on a super sale they were having. These were not expensive, but I was just kind of curious to see how well they would work. Got one of them set up here. This one's still in the box. We're going to talk about it and some other corner clamps and some ideas and solutions. One of them's even free coming up. I'm Roger, welcome to the shop, and at one time or another, if you're doing any type of woodworking, you need to hold a corner together so you can fasten it, whether you're using pocket holes or you're gluing or it's a miter joint or a miter lock joint, you need to have a way to clamp it. When I first started out many years ago, there were not a whole lot of things around. They did make a little corner clamp for like putting picture frames together, and I would use that from time to time. Seem to have a wild animal in the driveway. 10 o'clock in the morning and a deer come to visit. Okay, so he left, or she left, or whatever. Only got to see the head for a second there. Minor distraction, and I'm not even going to edit this out. Okay, we'll get back to the corner clamps. At least he didn't come in. Maybe throw a clamp at it. What I did originally, when I got my shop kind of set up here 20 some years ago, I made these. These are perfect 90s, and I have several sizes, a couple different ones. And if I was building, for example, when I built these cabinets here a couple years ago, I used pocket holes. I didn't have the actual pocket hole clamp at the time. I do have some now, but I used these, and I would put these in there, and then I would put a clamp on each side, and that would hold my work together so that it did not shift as I tighten the pocket screws in. And if you've ever worked with pocket screws, I'm sure you've seen that as that pocket screw goes to drive home, the work can shift. So you definitely want to have it well clamped. Had other projects since then. Of course, I'm a beekeeper. I build all my own hive equipment. A lot of square corners there, box joints, dovetails, half rabbits. I build a lot of drawers. I've done other cabinets, quite a few things. So these work just fine. But kind of looking for something a little bit quicker, without as many parts involved. And this right here, which I'm going to pop off, I picked this up on Amazon. This is a corner clamp, and this has no brand on it either, and it was really cheap, but it works. And you just line it up on your piece of work, get the corners lined up, squeeze the handle. And of course I didn't line that up very well, and I didn't have that tightened in there, so let's try this again. There we go. So once you get your corners lined up, that goes on just like a pair of vice grips. So a little adjustment screw up here. There again, I don't remember the brand. I've had this for quite a while. Got a couple of them, and they work well for small things. One of the things I make a lot of are candy boards, because that's something I sell. Has to do with beekeeping, and these work great for putting the candy boards together. I mean, they're just fantastic. I need to get a couple more. I can put one on each corner quick. But these other corner clamps I picked up, like I say, they came from Bangood, and they come in a box like this. Now hold that upside down. They were not expensive at all. I think they were under $10, and they do an adequate job. Seems a little floppy, but there's a reason for that. With that swing jaw, it allows you to make adjustments. You just set your pieces of work in there, and these are just scraps. They don't match. You get your ends lined up, tighten the jaw down. Once you get close, you get down there to the very end. Crank on a little bit. And if you had a real big piece, like let's say you were doing a cabinet side, and these obviously set up on edge like this too, I would put one on the other side too. That's why I picked up two of them. I wanted to see how well they'd work. And I think I'm going to try these out on a couple other projects I've got coming up. I'm building a very custom cabinet for the laundry room at the renovation house. If you've seen it in the renovation house videos, in that laundry room there's a beam that goes along the wall that's behind the washer and dryer. We want to put a wall cabinet up there, but because that beam's there, that cabinet's going to have a notch in the back. I don't want to set the cabinets out. There's no reason to do that. Well, I guess that'd be the lazy way, but I want to actually fit them around. And we also have some other storage cabinets we're going to build. So these here come in real handy. There again, I can't give you a brand name on this. Just says swing jaw corner clamp, 68 millimeter. There's absolutely no brand name on this thing anywhere. Yeah, they're made in China. And it's probably not one of the highest quality tools I have by any means. But it's a little utilitarian thing that can be used. There again, if you're on a low budget, you make these, all you need is make them accurate. Make sure that's perfect 90, and bevel the edges here. I have some where I actually have the back corner of this beveled off so that when it goes back into the corner, sawdust gets trapped. Kind of depends what I'm making. And like I said, I made several different sizes. This is just 2 layers of 3/4 inch plywood glued together. After I did that, I cut a bunch of them out, and as you're cutting out the squares, you can kind of see where the smaller sizes come from. Because as I make the cuts, make the next cut, make the next cut. This side doesn't necessarily need to be perfectly square. It's nice if it is. Then you could use this on the outside. But definitely want to have this side square out here. And use a very accurate square to get that lined up. Check it when you're done. Do some sanding if necessary. But like I said, these are free, made out of scraps. So there's a couple different corner clamp solutions. Hope you got a little bit of something out of this. If you did, appreciate getting a thumbs up. Helps the channel. Next to that, we need subscribers. Always looking for subscribers. And next to that subscribe button, there's a little bell. Click that bell, you'll be notified when I post another video. Otherwise, I'm Roger in the shop with some corner clamps. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.